Hello everybody, welcome to CoKo Plays Baldur's Gate. This will be part 9, I believe, of Baldur's Gate 3 playthrough. It has been a few days, but I am back with some evening tea. There's still a little light out, so you'll see the lighting change in my camera window. Which is nice, because this means I have a full 2 hours or so, 2.5 hours, to make progress. Because it has been a while. And I left off right in the middle of a lot of action. I suppose from this point forward, it's always going to be like that. So I went down here into an altar area of the druids, and I've got a bunch of quests continuing from here. Wow, so many things to do. Yeah, so in D&D based games, quest logs are vital. I don't think every RPG needs to have them, but D&D style games, or even perhaps like Elder Scrolls, that Diablo, that genre too. Those types of RPGs really need them because there's just too many things going on. And the whole genre is based on keeping track of stuff. So I think the most direct thing, main quest-wise, that I'm up to is to rescue this druid from the goblin camp. And it looks like Save the First Druid is both involved in the main quest towards finding a cure, and this Save the Refugees side task, which I would like to do, I believe. Was it Koga? This is the way you said the name? I forget it since last time. Koga, I believe. Once the tiefling's gone, so we're going to guide them out of the grove. And in order to do that, we're going to need to save the first druid, I guess. Yeah, so we saved this goblin from a, small cell in this camp. And when we get to the goblin camp, she can help us get ingratiated a bit more easily with the goblins. And there is a goblin priestess who potentially could help us on the path towards a cure. So, on our way towards rescuing this druid, we're going to do some stuff in the goblin camp. Wait. Oh yeah, we saved Arabella. We got to go back to her parents to finish off this little thing. Easy enough. Yeah, we got some notion of a night song thing somewhere. We're not going to worry about that right now. And then we got lots going on with our companions to keep track of. And what I found interesting on my last stream, or the one before that, was Gale fell in battle. And then this whole thing happened where a spectral Gale from the dead, or like a projection program of him, came up and told us how to revive him, and that reviving him was super important. And so we revived him. But apparently that clued us into this story as to, well, why Gale? Why does Gale need to be revived for this super important survival of the world thing? So now we've learned a little more about him. And it makes me wonder, if we're going to get similar story progression when the other character members fall in battle. I don't know. Have to find out. Okay, so once we get out of this grove, this was the main door. So if we go this way on the map, we might get to the goblin camp that way. Oh, did I put this custom marker down and forget to delete it? Very likely. There also appears to be a pathway over here. Let me zoom in. Yeah, without question. There's stuff that way. We're right here. Yeah, the stone door. Yeah, we got to do the rounds a bit better. Clear up some of the fog. Talk to these druids who are performing some kind of ritual rite as part of the sealing off of this area or something. And then we should go check out over here.
Another step forward.
Did we talk to you yet? Apikusis?
Like a good moment to talk.
Speak.
Speak.
I would prefer not to. But if Master Halsin does not return,
Oh, interesting.
CoKo will give the
Koga.
order. And my voice will not matter.
I gotta remember to read the line that I'm saying so that everyone on the stream can follow. In fact, I just gotta check out the stream. Alright, sorry about that. So, I like this. Apikusis is expressing doubt about Koga's plan, which we encountered down behind the door in the altar area too.
The bird knows. She needs to know. You do not.
Oh man, some of these lines, I wish I could. Oh, here we go. I can take a screenshot of this. The bird knows. She needs to know. You do not. Love that. So as a druid, that might offer me this line of dialogue about being entitled to know. But, even as a druid, I don't think that entitles me to this knowledge. It's more like, I know what you're up to, and we can talk about it. Let's just do persuasion. Do I have a guidance bonus? I do. No, I don't think I got it. I didn't. I have 2 inspiration, but this isn't worth it.
Not all enemies are outside our walls.
I mean, my persuasion failed. You don't need to say that. Let's go check out this plaque over here.
By Sylvanus, the Forest Father, we are granted balance.
Okay.
Dark times.
Well, let's take some goods. Gotta get some mugwort. Man, a D&D game with crafting? What a world. Hey, birds are just hanging around. I should go talk to this bird. Topaz.
Shh, I'm concentrating. Does this look good? Is the coin in the middle?
It's not. Why would I want to kick at the bird? Oh, I see. I'm trying to talk the bird into somehow leaving the coin behind so that I can take it. I can't imagine it's, you know, worth sufficient gold as to warrant me messing with this bird. Could deceive it, of course, into leaving it out. I mean, there's an argument to be made that a bird's nest does not require gold in it. I mean, bird's not going to notice. It's probably better off getting some organic material. Yeah, let's deceive it. This game is so much fun. Deceiving birds.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, I'm right.
This is better.
Leave it out. So now, yeah, now the gold. Oh, there's a shiny key in there too. So that's, I guess, more incentive to, what's the word? Hold on a sec. I'm trying to find where the gold is. I think it's right here. Okay, I think that worked. I can apparently grab the wheat without bothering the bird, but I'm not going to do that. I don't need the wheat that badly. You got anything else to say, Topaz?
No. Yeah, where is it? I put the coin right here.
Yeah, I took it. I didn't think you needed it. You're fine. Do you, you need it back? What was it, anyway? I think it was just gold. It just went right into my pouch. It was probably like 1 gold. You know, what if I dropped you some gold? How do I do that? Drop item. Oh, no, not the whole thing. Pick it up, pick it up. I want to drop like a little bit. So let's split off. Let's split off like 1 piece of gold, which is probably what I got. And we'll drop that. And now we'll talk to him. Come on.
No. Yeah, where is it? I put the coin right here.
Yeah, I'm trying to give it back to you, but I don't quite know if that's gonna work. But let me try again. Where did that end up going? Over here? Why did you turn around to drop it?
No. Yeah, where is it? I put the coin.
Well, my bad, Topaz. I was having fun and took your gold, and now you're going to be looking for it. Alright, let's move on. Right. Let's get to these folks last. So there's a lever and a sleeping bear. Let's see what's in here. Nothing. So I hear my audio cutting in and out, and I don't know if that's just to my headphones or part of the game resulting in the audio being in the stream. So if you hear audio issues, I apologize and I'll investigate it afterwards. There's a nice view from this spot. Okay, so we saw this from above, and my suspicion, yeah, was like this is a mechanism that this would like go up with these along these notches, and the fact that there's a lever leads me to believe that that's maybe the case. So can we talk to you, Sleeping Bear?
I'm sleeping.
Yeah, you don't have to say it like that. I don't need to use the elevator though, right? I can just walk around. I feel like there's something that might. Yeah, there's got to be some reason why we'd want to move the elevator. But I don't know what that might be just yet. Alright, let's go around. We already talked to Volo. That guy was fun. Okay, so now let's figure out what's going on in here. Definitely shouldn't touch the idol. That seems like it would anger a bunch of people. Alright, who can we talk to? Alar.
Ab spiritu umok aculeus vitisque.
What, they know Latin?
Yes, I see. Common growth spell, but altered somehow.
We've got a make me grow. So it's making the idol grow?
Ab spiritu humo aculeus vitisque.
Alright, let's just assume they're all going to say the same thing. I wonder if them saying it's a growth spell is a hint that we could potentially do something. While we're standing within it, we've got Sylvanas' blessing, which is cool. Gale also has deep water for some reason. I guess right here. Alright, so what's something that we could make larger that might interest us? Yeah, maybe can I turn like a potion into a larger potion? I don't know. Let's find out. Where'd it go? Alright, that doesn't really seem to have done anything. What else could this make grow? Water? Don't know. Who said that? Ah, Volo. Okay, so we gotta return to that girl's parents. Feels like there should be something I could do with that whole business.
These outsiders should show some dignity and leave. They burden our grove.
You're gonna be okay. Hey, I can talk to you, dude. I've even got speak with animals active.
Few outsiders are allowed in here. Be respectful and do not interfere.
Interfering is what I do. So that's Arabella. Let's talk to her parents.
You ever scare me like that again, and I'll feed you to a knoll.
Mom, I'm fine. Stop it.
Our little hellion told us what happened.
Her little hellion.
Thank you. Don't know what we'd do without her.
Let's see. I don't think she... I don't... What did she do exactly? There was... Yeah, she took something. The idol? Maybe? Didn't really seem like it was a pattern that needed to be addressed immediately. So... I think I'll just say, I hope we meet better. I'll meet again under better circumstances.
Likewise. Arabella?
Thank you for helping me.
See, she's grateful.
Stop.
And we got
It's fine.
a gift.
Your mother was a heartbeat away from fighting a bear.
Chimera's Lockets. So, grants the ability to cast dancing lights as like a cantrip. Gale can absorb this item's magic. So, I guess in addition to learning magic from scrolls, Gale can like suck the magic out of magical items if you care to have him learn things that way. Which I don't. So, who's gonna wear this? Probably me. So if I look at my cantrips, it's there now. Yeah, and it illuminates a 9-meter radius. Yeah, very nice. It's a good thing to have. Cool. Well, I'll see you all later. Save Arabella is complete. Alright, let's see if we can find this path over here. I see it.
Quite aware.
Okay, so where are we at? Let's go to the right first. Who dat? Playing music for the squirrels. Like a forget their name all of a sudden. Tiefling druid. That's the word. She's got a level 1 next to her.
Dance upon the stars tonight. Smile and pain will fade away. Words of mine will change. No. Become.
What's that tune you're singing?
More like butchering. Don't know why I bother.
Are you alright?
No,
I'm moments away from a grisly death at the hands of this bloody song. I can't. Nothing fits.
Grizzly death at the hands of this bloody song. That's funny. See, D&D games are great because, you know, you think it's innocuous to have a conversation where someone playing some music and you tell them, you know, swap the loot for a weapon. But you don't know. Like, there might be logic in this story, both in a video game version of D&D or tabletop with a DM, where that character does die unless you told him to pick up a weapon. You never know. So you kind of only, you need to do what you think is right in the moment. And now, personally, I don't believe that they need to put down their loot right now and go grab a weapon. So let's see if I can kind of give them some confidence. That's the creative process for you, agony and ecstasy. Mostly agony. And a little bit of camaraderie. That's nice. And let me see if I can help. I suppose so. Let me see if I can help.
It can't hurt. I have hurt.
Oh, I suppose. Right. That's probably a better option if you can actually use a loot. Yeah, let's find out what the song's about. First things first, what's the song about?
My teacher, Lihala. She loved dancing. Had 2 left feet, mind. I remember waking up one night on the road and seeing her dancing beneath the stars. A huge smile on her face. Thinking of it now, my heart hurts. And my words just seem to crumble.
There are your lyrics.
Wait. Words of mine will turn to ash.
Yeah, close
That's
enough.
Perfect.
Perfectly awful. Yeah, let's keep her writing the words. Keep going. What would you say to your teacher if she were here right now?
That it's okay. That I'll be okay.
There you go. More lyrics.
Thank you for everything.
All right. That's what your lyrics need to say.
Moon, moon reminds me of your grace. All the love I can't repay. Wait.
Whoa. What's happening? All right, she has a cutscene. She looks confident enough right now. Oh my god, this is building. Nice. Now we're being shown a montage. verse 2.
Smile and pain will fade away. Words of mine will turn to ash when you call the last light down. Moon reminds me of your grace. All the love I can't repay. Rest unnoted, I will pray. Farewell, my dear old friend. Dance upon the stars tonight. Smile and pain will fade away.
Yeah.
Sorry.
That was awesome. Grove Lake. I don't understand this fourth dialogue option. Well, would you look at this grove, so lovely, so grove-like. Grove-like, grove-like. Is there a pun in there that I'm not seeing? Anyway. Cry as much as you need, sure. That song was beautiful, worthy of a few tears. Yeah, I mean, that's how I feel.
Thanks. That's the first time I've played since Lihala died. My teacher. She was playing her lute. We didn't hear the gnolls coming. There was so much blood. I can still smell it.
Oof. I mean, I just wanted the nice song. I don't need this horrible backstory. That is tough. I really don't need to tell her to toughen up. Like, these options are dumb. I mean, it's great to have them for the gameplay perspective, where you can craft a personality for your character, that might diverge from you as a player than as a person. A character who is a bit of a renegade douchebag asshole or something along those lines. So it's great to, allow for that type of roleplay. But just kind of like the notion that an entire universe must be at war because there's conflict in the game, that type of stuff feels false in gaming. Like, there's war in the world right now, but it doesn't mean that every nook and cranny, everyone is hyper vigilant. People, even dramatically affected day to day by the war, by any war, still have other aspects of their humanity, and they should hold on to those. And so to tell this person, to put down the loot and only care about holding a sword and surviving, nah, that's not the way to be. Sorry, I was just checking a message. Anyway, yeah, I mean, saying the teacher would be proud is nice. Yeah, just saying I'm sorry probably seems like the most direct. I want to give her a little. I've been doing dialogue option number 2 for most of this conversation. I want to give her a bit of a uplifting message.
She'd yell at me for that clunky verse and make me play till my fingers were raw.
See, that gives her an opportunity to.
And that's exactly what I'm going to do. Finish the Weeping Dawn for her.
Yeah, be
I've
perfect.
A long way to go. But thank you. I needed this.
So did I. I mean, I want to know that this world has a wide range of things going on. And moments like this remind me. Alright, so there's a folk songs book. Should I take it? I don't know. Is it alright if I take it? I don't know. I'm taking it, because I don't know. Hey, nice viewpoint. I know there's like a photo mode, but that's too much work. Let's take a quick look at it though. I don't remember where it is or how to access it. It's probably in the keybinds, if anything. User interface. Oh, show how to UI. That's nice. It's not quite a photo mode, but for screenshots, it's nice to have that. Alright, that's fine. I wasn't going to use it anyway. Alright, so if I look at the map, this is a dead end. You know what? I just realized this now. This is connected here. It is disconnected though from up here. So I guess if I couldn't get here, then I couldn't get over the water anyway. So it might not have mattered at all. But if you're over here, presumably you could go over this shallow water. Alright, let's go the other direction, see what's there to find. Hey! A chest. Hey, Astarion, we got some work for you to do. Gotta remember to quick save more often.
For a skeleton key.
Oh, difficulty class 10, we got this. You got, with all your bonuses, like the total bonus is like 8 to 11. That's like enough in and of itself. Yeah, and you roll an 18. Cap of Curing. Great. Okay, so soothing songs when you inspire an ally. Alright, let's take it, and then we'll look at it in your inventory, and we'll send it to who we want to have it. Bardic Inspiration. So, is Bardic Inspiration something that bards have? Seems like an obvious question. Yeah, it's a class action. So, very cool, but we don't have a bard in the party. So nobody can do Bardic Inspiration. So nobody can take advantage of this cap. I don't know. Astarion, it's not really your style of cap, to be honest. Maybe give it to Shadowheart? Wait. As like a kind of healing related thing? I guess.
I'm ready.
Why not?
Whatever it takes.
Right, where do you put hats on? Oh, you're the one person who has headwear. Suppose it doesn't do anything, but it's still part of your character, so...
No one back home will ever believe
And I
this.
put on this hat. Okay, fine. I'll wear it. Gail, you want to wear a wizard's hat?
Can't give up now.
Where'd it go? No, seriously, like, where is it? I don't know, but as long as it's in our party.
The air is ripe with magic.
What the heck?
For a dull moment.
I'm gonna unequip it for a second. I am confused. All of a sudden, yeah, it wasn't showing me the prompt. I must have gotten the UI in a weird state.
Your desire.
There we go. Yeah, there you go. It doesn't quite match your outfit, but it's all good. Now, it doesn't show me as wearing mine. I'm not in conversation.
So that's progress.
Alright, we'll keep our helmets on for now.
With haste.
Or whatever. I hear music. I think the game just auto-loaded or something, or auto-saved. Where are you people? Let's go over here. Investigate the beach.
It's beautiful.
Why'd we get investigate the beach? Okay. Just because we heard it. Oh, it's a nice angle. Why do I feel like we're going to have an encounter down here? Do I want to maybe swap out Gale? Bring Will in, maybe? Could be. Could be. Now, I don't necessarily need to go back to camp to initiate that. Alright, you can keep everything you got on you. I think you're all set. In camp, I have like extra shields and stuff that maybe I would want for Will. But let's talk to him.
Let's move.
How can I help? I question the wisdom of that decision, but so be it. I'll be in the camp then, idling away the hours.
And then how do I get another party member? Huh. Yeah, I kind of thought the dialogue would offer me an option to, you know, swap. So, like, maybe something like, hey, tell Will to come join us. But that didn't happen. So, you know, as long as you gotta go to camp anyway, might as well go talk to Will, who is somewhere. There he is.
Very well.
The Blade of Frontiers at your calling.
How does the Blade of Frontiers end up chasing a devil in the hells?
Karlach's fires raged in Baldur's Gate before she escaped to Avernus, as my source told it, and she was planning to return. One of the archdevils Ariel's own, chaos incarnate, a devil with pure fire for a heart. I made my way to Avernus to stop her.
She fled from my reach, even climbed aboard the Mind Flayer ship as it screeched through the hells. I followed in close pursuit.
I can't bear to imagine the lives Karlach might be taking, the damage she might be doing.
Yeah, who's the source of yours?
A powerful friend with a keen interest in privacy. I'm sworn to say no more.
No.
All right. Anything more we should discuss?
So, how did you come to be the Blade of Frontiers?
My father once said, one does not pursue a champion's life. One merely answers its call. So it was for me. I was hunting near the Cloakwood when I heard it. A child crying out from a lone farmstead. I found him in the fields, flanked by goblins. His mother's corpse bled into the soil next to him. I don't remember much of the battle, but I remember drying the boy's tears after.
I mean, he is my party member. I should try and pump him up.
Proud. No. Angry.
And he
Angry
approved
at
of.
the monsters preying on innocents. Angry at the so-called good gods for tolerating the cruelty of the evil. Angry at myself that it took so long for me to see the coast suffering. The frontiers
It's tough being a
demanded
paladin.
blade, and so I heeded.
Am I a Baldurian? I actually don't even know. I guess if I am, though, then I can put a face to the name. I'm going to say that. It's nice to put a face to the name.
And it's nice to meet someone of your talents. Having a worm wriggling in my skull didn't instill much confidence in the days ahead. With you as my ally, the future looks a little less daunting.
Hell yeah. I've noticed your stone eye. Did you lose it in battle?
A most vicious one, in fact. It's made from pure bloodstone, carved from the Galena Mountains just north of the Moonsea. A reminder that sometimes blood must be shed and sacrifices must be made. But that story is reserved for lifetime friends and calmer days.
Okay.
By all means.
Alright, come with me.
That's the spirit.
Alright, let's handle up your level up process. Okay, so you are a warlock. And I can choose spells and eldritch invocations. And then replace spells, I guess. If I want to. So let's look at these learned spells. Alright, Burning Hands. A lot of these I've seen. Charm Person, Command, Expeditious Retreat, Hellish Rebuke. That's pretty cool. Hex. Protection from Evil and Good, which is that scroll that I had a bunch of. I wonder if he can learn from that scroll, if I have any copies left. And Witch Bolt. So, let's take a look at the Eldritch Invocations just to kind of get a sense of like what type of character he could be in the party. In your study of occult lore, you have unearthed Eldritch Invocations, fragments of forbidden knowledge that imbue you with an abiding magical prowess. So, Agonizing Blast, for example, is a passive feature that when you cast Eldritch Blast, add your Charisma modifier to the damage it deals, unless it's negative. What is your Charisma? I see it there, but my camera's blocking it. Alright, 17. So that's your highest attribute, is you're a charismatic fellow. Gotcha. So Eldritch Blast, I'm going to assume, is a cantrip or something. What are these things to the right of him? I don't know. Character features. Alright, Beast Speech. Alright, we don't need to speak to animals because I do that. The Beguiling Influence could pair well with like the Charm spell. You know, he could be a warlock that's like about, you know, deceiving or persuading people. One with the shadows, huh? I'm imagining that that's some sort of... Alright, so it's a class action. Vanish into the darkness as long as you stand still. I can see that there's probably ways to use that. So if they become invisible, you know, it's a turn-based game. So maybe like you move, become invisible, end your turn. It's an action, though, not a bonus action. That's a tricky part about it. I could see it being useful. I don't know if it's going to be my first choice. Yeah, Repelling Blast, that's kind of cool. Thief of Five Fates. Once per long rest, you can cast Bane using Warlock spell slot. Bane targets up to 3 creatures. They receive a 1d4 penalty to attack rolls. That seems too oddly like specific situation. Like 3 creatures to get a penalty? Nah. I mean, I could appreciate where that might be useful, but I don't want to give him something so specific. So a couple of the synergies I can think of is the charming stuff, and that like can inform his character. I mean, he's not a character that I have a headcanon for, mostly because he's not me, but still. I can think of him as like a charming, conniving guy. Passive features are kind of nice, too. These are all passive, I guess. So I get 2 of these. You know, I could probably take advantage of beguiling influence. I don't really have anyone who's like Gale has charming, high charming stat as well because he's a wizard. Having another person who specializes in that is probably a good idea. Doesn't necessarily help me figure out your use in combat. Because right now I've got like Gale and Lae'zel as kind of my high damage party members. So swapping them out, you know, having one, at most two of those two in the party seems like my plan. And it's probably going to be one of them in the party for most situations, unless I go somewhere other than story reasons, where I really need as much firepower as possible. So then the other characters are like support staff for the high damage characters, including my own, who is a little bit of an in-between. Like, I got some stuff that could do damage, but I can also kind of like maneuver around and use animals and stuff, distraction, whatnot. Now, Shadowheart's a healer, and she's the only one. And Astarion is kind of like a... You know, like I can sneak him in to do some stabbing or do some bow stuff from the back. So I feel like another character who maybe can do some sneaky things, like maybe charm people. I could find a use for that. But I could also find a use for like a healer. I don't know if really warlocks make great healers. It's not something I can know of. I don't have anyone who's great in darkness. I think like a lot of my party members are just kind of good. Me included. Even I could have specialized in that, but I didn't. So maybe having someone who can operate normally in darkness could be helpful to the party. I kind of like, though, this Agonizing Blast, though, because I imagine I'll want to use Eldritch Blast. And, you know, I'm kind of using Charisma as his whole MO. So it's going to be his highest stat. And incorporating that into something I use for dealing damage could be helpful. So let's do that. Let's do Agonizing Blast. I like that. And then with the spell choices I've made... Charm could be what I want to do. And if you use it out of combat, you can also gain advantage for charisma checks and dialogue, which could be useful from time to time. I think I'm going to do it. I'm going to give him Charm Person. This feels right. And now replace. These are like what he comes with. So, what can I replace with? Well, let's just take a look. So, Armor of Agathis. Gain temporary hit points. Level 1 spell. And deal 5/1 damage to any creature that hits you with a melee attack. That's pretty dope. Arms of Hadar. Prevent targets from using reactions, as well as dealing necrotic damage. Alright, let's just check this out, see what I could potentially change it to. Okay, nothing. There's just... These are the two, so there's no real... Right. Oh no, there's more. There's plenty. My bad. I misread that. Got it. So I added the spell to his set, and those were the two already included in his level 1. So the question is, do I want any of these others more than I want these two? Probably not. I like Armor of Agathis. I can see using it, like, if I'm just kind of standing in the middle of battle and I can predict that I'm going to get hit on my next turn, or the enemy's next turn. You know, prepare for that with this action. I can see that being useful. Now, the Arms of Hadar... The effect of preventing from using reactions is kind of cool. And it's a damage spell. So having some damage is nice. Let's see if maybe there's anything else. Nah, to be honest, I think that's the one I'd pick over any of these other options, other than maybe Command. You know, kind of like a pairing of Charm and Command. You know, I could use it to thin out the herd in combat, charm someone so they don't attack, command someone else to flee or drop their weapon. You know, all synergized with his style. Maybe I talked myself into it. Like, preventing targets from using reactions is quite nice if I can plan it ahead so that the other characters that are going to attack, normally there might be a reaction that's allowed from that type of action that I'm going to do. And then I can do this ahead of time and take that option away. I think I'll keep this. Because it's kind of a close-up spell. He's going to be in the somewhat of the thick of things with his rapier-type weapon. I don't think he's going to be like a... He's going to be a bit like Astarion-like. Kind of in the middle of the battle, maybe sneaking around. So I want to give him something that operates close-up. Alright, so that's pretty good. I like the choices. So now we do the level 3 one. Alright, so this might change things, but we'll see. So... Alright, now we're gaining a level 2 spell and a Pact Boon. And then we'll take a look at replacing spells. I'm assuming they go by level. Like, I'm just going to check real quick before I do anything. No, they don't. You can potentially sub out a level 1 spell for a level 2 spell. Let me just remove this. Alright, so let's look at the level 2 spells. Some of them we've seen before. And some we haven't. I haven't seen Cloud of Daggers before. That is so cool. But we've got a lot of magic that creates like a range in which things get hurt. And I've opted away from those in other cases just because of like my lack of confidence in figuring out the right way to make use of them in the heat of combat. But something like Crowd of Madness, you know, could be very useful. Start off the encounter by immediately taking a humanoid enemy and making them attack something near them, which probably wouldn't be us when the battle starts. And reducing peripheral vision, make it look at you. You know, I guess that could open it up to critical hits. I don't know. Yeah, hold the person. Gale had that too, potentially. Invisibility, mirror image. Didn't I learn this one? I did, I think. And then there's the level 1 ones. So the last level 2 is Shatter. That does a lot of damage. I kind of like Crown of Madness. It feels like in line with the whole charming thing. You know, use your talents to pick off a few enemies and let the other teammates handle the rest, basically. You know, with your help. And so 3 turns is how long it's active for. So that's how many turns that they'll be hitting whoever's nearest to them, which in 3 turns could be an ally if things go that way. So that's something to consider. Whereas, for example, holding a person lasts for 10 turns, and attacks from within 3 meters are always critical hits. So while you don't get the benefit of having that creature or that character attack an enemy and do damage, this seems like a more useful combat ability for me. Because I would very much like to just, you know, pin someone down for 10 turns, giving me plenty of time to get Lae'zel or whoever in there and just wail on them, get them out of the battle, and then move on. So I might want to do like a hold person. Let's do it. I feel like that's good. Pact Boon. Interesting. So he could do guidance too, which is kind of nice. Vicious Mockery and Thorn Whip. Insults a creature and give it a disadvantage. I do like those abilities. So I could make my wedge magical, which is kind of cool. Yeah, having a familiar seems nice. I don't feel like that's what I want out of him. I mean, based on like the type of character he is, Pact of the Blade seems like what he's all about. He's on a vengeance quest. He's not one for learning. But this description is more like you got the Book of the Shadows to help you, which does work for his character. He's learned some dark magic in pursuit of his goals. Yeah, I think Pact of the Tome is where it's at. And then I have no real reason to replace any of my level 1 spells with level 2 stuff. Very nice. Now, do I need to give you anything? You got a couple potions. I think it looks like I already equipped you with some basic stuff. So I went through that process. I gave you gloves too, to see if you could wear them. Okay, you can, because you're not proficient with medium armor. Which I guess no one was. Wait, you are. Shadowheart is. And Lae'zel, let's take a quick look at her. I think she's already got stuff. Yeah, she's already got some nice gloves. I can't imagine he can use medium armor. Okay, so I guess let's give the medium armor gloves to Shadowheart. Dope.
Defender of the people.
Alright, is there anything you need from here? What's that weapon you got? A rapier. Yeah, you could probably use a bow, right? Let's see. Short bow? Wait, I got a goblin bow on him. Let's see what he can use. So he's not proficient with martial weapons or longbows. So he can use a light crossbow. He can use the goblin bow. And what are the other bows I got here? So I want to give him a short bow? Probably. I don't think it matters. Yeah, let's give him a short bow. And the goblin bow can go be sold. put it over here for a second. And these skulls I think I sent from something. Yeah, why aren't they combined? Okay.
Keep a blade close.
At least things have stayed interesting.
Indeed, and you got a lot of crap to put in our stash. Silver necklace. Somebody could wear that, right? We'll keep the letter. We'll keep the toxin thing. Maybe we'll give that to Will, actually, so he could put it on his rapier. I want to split this and give one to Will, and I also want to see if he can learn from it. Okay. That's all a little bit better.
What a day. Defender of the people.
Will, you want to wear a silver necklace? I think you do. And why don't you take this scroll? Okay. I can't see the last item in the rows. I got 2 of the unclaimed and 2 of Counts of the Ball Spawn, so let's put that at the bottom to sell. I'm nervous about splitting the bottle. It always acts all funky. See, it disappeared. Yeah, bottle behaves very oddly. Alright, let's give you a canteen, Will. And a bowl. Okay. I don't know if those bottles are... Oh, I forgot to move these books over. Alright, that's fine for you, Will.
All's well that ends not as bad as it could have.
Alright, let's give you these 2 books to sell. Yeah, these bottles don't combine.
A long way to go still.
The pride of the gate.
And then, yeah, I was going to sell this extra
All right. What now?
goblin bow. Let's move these 3 down to the bottom for now. What's Will wearing?
Blade at the ready.
Standard stuff. It's got an 11 light armor. Padded armor. So, should he have a shield? Let's see. Sure. Do we have any extra torches? Maybe not. Alright. I think that's good.
Looking ahead.
Just in case things go wrong. We got a character with more health now than Gale did. Alright, let's do a save. It's been a bit.
Have a lot on my mind. And
So what is this map doing? Looks like there's a path actually from up where I was before.
never wanted the easy path.
Such a pretty song.
Oh, they're down there. Okay. Nervous about this bridge.
I'll take that.
Such a pretty song.
Why would I want to take a ribcage? Like I don't have enough of these already. Are these gonna like become animated or something if something happens? That's some nice harmonizing.
Such a pretty song.
How many of you are down there? It's like one kid. Something's got to be up though if this terrain is like this. Yeah, and you can like kind of jump this path over there. Something's up. Though it appears it does. I don't think so. Why can't we get to there? What if I jump? Yeah, I can jump to there. Alright. We all got shovels. Bow, bottle, goblet. Hey, we could sell that. Nice. That's cool, I guess. Yeah, so sometimes the map, it can be a little misleading because there's ways of getting places that the map might not intuitively show you. But from here, I don't think there's really any choice. Like, once I got down to the water, then walk down the stream? Could I do that? I don't think so. Alright, let's go back. Alright, quick save.
Such a pretty song.
Is he really in a trance?
Such a pretty song.
It might be Will who has the best
Foot forward.
chance at...
Please.
Is there someone else over here?
Shh. Listen.
Huh. That kind of like psionic energy. Where is that coming from? Yeah, let's try and pull him back. I don't trust this.
Don't you hear it? It's so peaceful.
I don't want to hear what he's hearing.
No, it's just a bit of water. I only want to listen? Just a little.
Nope, 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 nope. Precisely.
Yes, everything's gonna be fine once I get there.
Everything will not be fine. Yeah, exactly. How many of them are there? 1, 2, 3, 4. And one of them goes first. Huh. So Astarion was lured somehow. Interesting. It looks like it's just him, though. Unless they touch you? Alright, so there's one actively singing. And you can go straight to them that way, I think. So it's me, and then a harpy, and then a harpy, and then a harpy, and then Shadowheart. He's lured. It says luring song, so I guess that means like she's within the vicinity. So there's a danger of her getting lured too. How do you get over there? Oh, there's another one here. Yeah, I need 29. So I got to get down here. That'd be 8 meters. It might be enough to get a hit off in this turn, but it might not be. So I think what I want to do is try and get this harpy out of the way. All of these characters have high hit points. Alright, let's do this. And let's come up and attack.
Fall by my hand.
So you flying down, what are you gonna do? Oh, you just wrecked Astarion. Okay, so Shadowheart was saved, which is good. You absolutely wrecked Astarion, though. Alright, we can try and take him out. Yeah, maybe we should have used poison. It deals damage to burning targets, but they're not burning. Oh, there's so many of them right here. Alright, let's use poison. No, not the crossbow. Why would... That sucked. I didn't mean to coat the crossbow in poison, but fine. I did that.
No holding back.
Okay, Will. You could finish this one off, I think. But we also might need you. So where are you at now? You're at 10. Is this a humanoid? No. Not humanoid. So, do you humanoid? No. So, all that time I spent, you know, thinking of great ways to use these spells. Useless here. Let's use this now, actually. I like this, preparing him for being attacked a lot. And then maybe we can coat his weapon with a poison to be ready for next time. Or use a potion. Alright, let's do that. What are his cantrips anyway? Hey, Eldritch Blast is real useful. Now let's use that spell. And then with his bonus action, used a potion. We got others, right? One other. Dope. Are you gonna die, kid? What happened to Shadowheart? Yeah, she took some pretty significant damage too. So Astarion, you're in a tricky place. Do you have that spell that can get you out of here? If we can break this enchantment, that could be good. Cool. That actually was pretty neat. So that thing's asleep, and there's another one up here. It flew down, right? 1, 2. That kid could be in trouble, though, if I leave him alone. Starian Strata. Alright, be noble. Now, Strata.
Sometimes the only way out is through.
We gotta mess up some folks. Beautiful. All right, go as far as we can.
These boots have seen everything.
Okay. Yeah, I think you're good here. So you hit Will and ran away. Will's okay. Okay, so what we got to worry about is how to get to you. Now, how far away are you? As long as I hit you with something. I think we're good. So let's use something like Sacred Flame, I think. And then what? Climb up the vines, probably? Or go around the other side. We'll see. Saved? How dare you? Alright, so you gotta stay put, I think. Alright, Will, you've got it now.
Here goes nothing.
Okay, I think I broke the lure.
Need to act fast.
Okay, did some damage. Let's shove you. Alright, let's have you start going out this way. Alright, Strata. Your time now. Alright, let's strike. Awesome. Now, what bonus actions do you got? Starion still has low health. Yeah. Should have thought of that.
Let's have some carnage.
Another fight.
Strata has a bonus action I should probably use.
The dance macabre.
Okay, Shadowheart.
What now? Damned monster. I'll make you pay.
On I go.
Okay. And now Will is back in action.
Battle favors the fearless.
That harpy woke up. You want to put someone to sleep again, Will? Where was that sleep that I used? I don't know. Did I make it up? It says this is a 3-meter range. I don't know how on earth it thinks it's going to do that. That wasn't what I meant to do. Not at all. I honestly don't know. I said I rescued. What the fuck? What did I do? I honestly have no clue what I just did.
Can't give up. Not now.
I really have no clue what happened.
What's the safest path?
Alright, I guess we'll use a potion of speed.
Light on my feet.
Okay. Now Astarion is back.
Can you feel death's cold grip?
Yeah, you sure can. Definitely gotta heal yourself. And we can use the bow. You don't get an action for waking up. You just get movement and bonus action. Okay, fair enough. Let's get on. This thing can move, of course. Let's get on closer ground to it.
Nothing important is ever easy.
Fair enough. You can do that. That's all totally good.
Got to move.
We go as far as we can go this way. And do some major damage. Yeah, I don't want to use regular fire. Saved.
This is my time.
Okay, Will. Time for you to really do some good damage. You messed up last time. I missed. Come on. Nothing's working out. All right, let's get off the deep water. Good, now you're ensnared. Critical miss, really? I had double movement points and I got a critical miss. Unbelievable. Unbelievable.
Swift as my feet can carry me.
Starion, we're gonna help you.
Battle favors the fearless.
Okay, we'll take him out. Finish it off. I'm not gonna take your stuff.
Got to focus.
Forever dauntless.
On my way. Solemn victory. Another day, another fight.
The fuck? Should have used her bow. It's got the poison damage on it that I used.
On the victor's path.
Critical miss? Really? Really?
Concentrate.
Unbelievable. This is very frustrating. Unbelievable. Unbelievable.
deep and move.
Two steps at a time.
Oh, right. Keep forgetting. Jeez. What a mess.
Shouldn't have wished to live in more interesting times. Can't slow down. I need a quick word.
Are they gone? No. Yes. I mean, I don't know. That's what the voice said. I almost got to the nest. But
Nest, huh?
singing. I need to get back. Mole will be so mad. Wait, you should meet Mole.
Absolutely.
She'll be grateful you helped me.
Yes, please.
Find a boy called Donnie. Tell him you want to see the dragon's lair.
I think it's the second time I've heard about that. Now I have a way in. Okay, so... You know, I want to loot the harpies, and I want to get Astarion back. So it was kind of stupid the way I lost him, but... You know, it provides me an opportunity to go through this process. Which is good.
Let's have a look.
They really don't have anything, though. That's unfortunate. Alright, so let's go back to camp, and let's see how this works. I'm not going to do anything to his corpse yet.
Fate spins along as it should. Dost thou require a new ally? Or mayhaps a resurrection?
Resurrection, please. I need to resurrect someone.
Then thou must return with the proper payment.
I don't know how much the proper payment is, so let's just say I want to resurrect Astarion.
This is the price of balance.
I don't have 200?
Dost thou require anything else? This is the price of balance. Very well. Thou mayest.
I want you to watch
As
over
thou
Astarion.
wishest.
Oh, interesting. So I can bring him here. Let's see what he does. Where is he? Are you going to do something? My question is, why don't I have 200 gold? I can sell enough to get that. Oh, there he is. Okay, so they brought Astarion back, and he's... That's hilarious. Did that screenshot work? Alright, there we go. That's hilarious. I got plenty of scrolls, but I kind of want to use my gold. Alright, cool. So, just go with 3 for now? I'm not intending to encounter any combat. A lot of this area is navigable. Maybe we have a look around. Yeah, what I probably should have done was like leave a couple party members on the hills, which I've done before, and approach the scene, because it smelled like it was going to be an encounter of this nature. But that really wasn't my big issue. Like, I started the battle in great shape, and then had a bad string of decisions and luck. So we can actually go up here, so let's do that. Let's see what's up here. Okay, nothing. And there's this pocket around back that goes somewhere. Hey, I found gold. That's precisely the amount of gold I needed to revive Astarion. Nice. Alright, let's see what's over here. Feels like there's got to be something over here. So this looks like the type of scenario where you need someone with a much better jump.
Breathing, despite everything.
Maybe Lae'zel.
A hero at heart.
How's your jump? Not as good. What if we go grab Lae'zel real quick?
Heading out.
Let's get going. Moving ahead. I should speak up.
Be wary of false promises. The missing druid, Halsin, was it? He may be talented, but only a Githyanki Zathis can cleanse an embedded tadpole.
Indeed.
It is done.
Alright. Let's go see if you...
An efficient path.
Yeah, you can do it. So this was the nest that the boy was talking about.
Let's see what those harpies were hoarding.
Yeah, so this is what made it worth it. So I think the fact that they didn't drop much was a hint that there was more to do. So we got a ring with some magic on it and some stuff to sell, camp supplies, which are quite useful. A note that says I'm sorry, which could be useful. So, sweet. Great thing to find. And it took a few different components coming together, right? Like an optional thing to go have that encounter. And then once you do, you know, noticing that there's more to the map. And especially this part where you get to jump up higher with only one character, you know, being able to do so. So it's kind of a cool incorporation of a lot of different mechanics. Fantastic. So we can go back the slow way now? I guess we can use a waypoint. Oh, because we have to use jump over here. Alright, everybody else come along. And Strata, why don't you take over?
On my way.
Alright, nicely done exploring. Wait, what?
My, what manner of place is this? A path to redemption?
Who are you, Raphael?
A road to damnation? Hard to say, for your journey is just beginning. What would suit the occasion? The words to a lullaby, perhaps. The mouse smiled brightly. It outfoxed the cat. Then down came the claw. And that? Love. Was that? They do know how to write them in Cormyr, don't they? Well met. I am Raphael.
We haven't even met before and you're talking like that?
At your service.
At my service, you say? I think you mean that from kind of like a place of convention rather than a literal statement. Am I talking to the mouse or the cat? That's an astute question, I think. Yeah, I like that question. It's like playful, but it shows that we're listening.
Neither. The fox, rather.
Of course, he's got this type of response.
A silent observer, about to break the silence. Of course, what I have to say merits some privacy, as well as some more, let's call it, refinement. This quaint little scene is decidedly too middle of nowhere for my
You really picked a bad time to take me somewhere. You really picked a bad time to take me somewhere. Whoa.
There, middle of somewhere.
Now that's a feast. Yeah, nice decor.
The house of hope, where the tired come to rest and the famished come to feed lavishly. Go on, partake, enjoy your supper. After all, it might just be your last.
Yeah, it might. Yeah, what makes you say that?
Call it a ninth sense.
There you are.
What's better than a devil you don't know? A devil you do. Am I a friend? Potentially. An adversary? Conceivably. But a savior? That's for certain.
Let's ask him, why would he help me? It seems like he's here to help. He's not going to attack me. He wants me to do stuff for him. You know, that kind of helps me. Blah, blah, blah. Something along these lines. Allies by convenience or whatnot. Alright, let's ask him why he would help me.
Because my compassion is boundless. I stride among the needy, giving.
This is an example where you don't even really need to listen to what he's saying.
You're in dire need. One skull, 2 tenants, and no solution in sight. I could fix it all like that.
This is a fascinating development. I really wonder what triggered this moment. I really do. Like, I was bringing this up on the last stream where I thought they give you this idea of urgency in healing the tadpole. You know, beyond the regular RPG, here's a quest and it's urgent, but you go ahead and do side stuff. I got the impression that there might be consequences to not going directly to the goal. And maybe this is it. Like, not necessarily the form of the tadpole converts you and, you know, you become a mind flayer. But maybe of the nature that the normal path to getting a healer and getting them out, something comes and interrupts that and gives you a different option. And that's this guy, I guess. That's kind of what I'm feeling, is that, like, maybe the number of side quests or whatnot, if it gets to a certain threshold, he comes in. Let's see. So So we don't know much about what our options are. Now, Lae'zel has a healer in mind who she's pretty confident that it could work. So I'd be kind of... I'm kind of on board with going it on my own, or at least trying to talk to him like that. But the thing is, he knows we've got these things in us. He just appeared with that knowledge. And so him preying upon those who get in that condition is a possibility. But I feel like he has reasons, and we just don't know what they are. I'll just say you're mad if you think I'll make a deal with the devil.
And what is madness but a denial of reality? Still, I have a feeling you'll change your mind before it's changed for you. Try to cure yourself. Shop around. Beg, borrow, and steal. Exhaust every possibility until none are left. And when
you might be right,
has been whittled down to the very marrow of despair, that's
I love the way you talk.
Knocking on my door. Hope. Such a tease.
I don't really never want to see him again. Like, I'm not upset with his intrusion and his offer. Like, I don't really see why I would be. I mean, maybe he kind of took us against our will, kind of. Yeah, big deal. So, I could just ask him, how would I find you? Yeah, that's what I want to know. How would I find you if I want to take you up on this offer? It's a reasonable offer.
I'll be around, watching you squirm like a tadpole through a nice, juicy brain. All those pretty little symptoms, sundering skin, dissolving guts, they haven't manifested yet, have they? One might say you're a paragon of luck.
That's me.
I'll be there when it runs out.
Cool. What on earth was that about? So, my thinking was with the time we had, we could, you know, go and sell some things, talk to whoever it was to get the reward for saving the tiefling child, and then use the gold to go revive Astarion, kind of reconfigure our party, and then end the stream there. But with this interruption, I think I might reorder things. I might end it here and then do the cleanup tasks to start the next stream. Just because, you know, there might be some conversations that make it take a little bit longer than expected, and it might extend beyond what my hard drive can store in terms of video, and also what my headphones can do, the latter being the lesser of the two concerns. But I installed another game today, so I have less room on my hard drive for my recordings, so I don't want to risk that. So what I'll do is I'll save here, and I'll, you know, in the next stream, do a nice cleanup task. That way we can also review what happened on this stream. It's sometimes nice when there's a continuity between the streams. So it's not a big deal. So let's do a save. This was a really fun session. You know, I wouldn't have expected any of these things to happen that happened. And the combat was fun, and I got through it all. Not cleanly, but I got through it. Not cleanly at all. And then this encounter happened with Raphael. So, all sorts of cool things. Alright, everyone be well. and I'll see you next time.